Watching this episode of Oregon Life.
Thanks for
Right?
watching this episode
of Oregon Life.
Hello, I'm Frank Caruso, producer of Oregon Life, and welcome to a brand new episode. We're at the historic Pump House today, and we'll be talking to some artists as they come up, talk about their artwork. We'll show you some of their artwork, but coming in September 16th and 17th is, and I'm gonna refer to one of the artists over here in the room. Karen, when is the art tour? And what is the name of the art tour?
14 South Regional Art Tour.
14 South Regional Art Tour. But below is all the information. So enjoy this episode of Oregon Life, and thank you, Karen.
You're welcome.
Hello, my name is Tom Kuchenbecker, and my art is Watercolors by TAK. Scenes of Wisconsin. I also have a subtitle of Art on a Mission with a Message. I've been a member of 14 South Artists since 2007, and I've participated in many 14 South events over the years. And my home in Fitchburg will be a host site for the upcoming art tour. I started painting over 50 years ago as a hobby, and gradually started exhibiting my work about 25 years ago. I started with acrylic paints, but switched to watercolors after several years due to their lovely translucent color properties. Initially, painting was a way to convey my love of color, design, nature, and the environment. Gradually, it became more of a mission to deliver a spiritual and environmental message through the addition of original poetry. Art was always my favorite class in grade school, so I gradually picked up on it when I got to be an older adult, although I never took any art in college classes. I always loved the rolling landscape of Wisconsin, so I concentrated on barns since they're the iconic landmark of rural Wisconsin. Back in the 1930s, there were over 200,000 small dairy farms throughout the state. But with the advent of technology, farms became bigger and more technically oriented. The result is the slow demise of the small family farm, and today there's only about 6,000 left. One of my best pieces was painting I did of Doty Park in Neenah, Wisconsin. It has a lot of personal meaning to me since that's where I was born and raised. One of my favorite paintings is a portrayal of Sammy and Sandy sandhill crane, who visit my backyard prairie garden every year. They've been there for at least 10 years that I've been there, and neighbors say they've been there for many years before that. They come several times a day sometimes, and I feed them bird seed, and we've become quite attached to one another. They also entertain the passersby on the nearby walk path as they walk through the neighborhood. Dusk is a quiet and tranquil time, one for reflection, yet still sublime. Sun and clouds combine to form spectacular scenes outside the norm. Night reaches out to meet the day in a dramatic and majestic way. And in the midst you can faintly sense nature's glory, beauty, and presence, imploring humans to save and protect its species from extinction and Earth from neglect.
I'm NatalieFalconer. I'm a 14 South artist, and my media is mixed media, specifically shamanic tools. I've always been an artistic person. What really brought out my passion was when I started studying core shamanism, and that is the shamanic practices that are common throughout all continents and brought together, and we have to make our own tools as part of that practice. So that includes different types of rattles and meditation masks, headdresses, and even jewelry to help us honor the nature spirits. So I really had a lot of ideas, but part of shamanism is that you don't make things for yourself just because you want to. It has to have a specific purpose. So I had all of this inspiration, but it wasn't going to be for my practice specifically. And I thought, what if I could share that with other people if they wanted to explore shamanism, or if they just wanted to appreciate what I made as a piece of art? It would be something I could give back. So that's where a lot of my pieces began. I had inspiration from nature that wasn't going to be specific to what I was practicing, but somebody else might really find it meaningful. So what I do is I usually take a walk around wildlife, and I'll kind of keep my ears open and listen and just see what kind of things that nature is telling me. I have a lot of pieces that are specific to different animals or plants. I have some different types of rattles, and they all make different sounds, because sometimes you want a strong rattle, like if you're doing a dance, and another time you want it really soft. So if you're going into a meditative state, it kind of helps you get into that frame of mind better. The masks that I make, they're called Siberian eye curtains, and really it's for meditation purposes and working with clients. They can be specific to different animals or plants, and I use a lot of wildlife products in my artwork, and I make sure that they're responsibly sourced, because we want to make sure that we're honoring the Migratory Bird Act, and we're not using animals that are endangered or protected by the government. So I'm very conscious of where I'm getting my materials from. And you'll see a lot of that in my headdresses as well. I'll use a lot of deer antlers and animal skulls and leather work. Something else that I make is called the spirit bracelet. I'm actually wearing one right now. So I'll have a wood burning emblem on it, and then it's kind of like a little hug around your wrist. So you can kind of keep like a little reminder of you're not always alone. You have that backup for you there. We'd love to see you all come out and support all the artists for 14 South. We're also having guest artists come in from the community. There's going to be a great variety of media to see, and you might get to view some of the artists' workshops and studios. So I really encourage you, find the sites that are closest to you and make a weekend of it. Travel all around Dane County and see what there is.
Hello, I'm Karen Nell McKean, and I've been an artist most of my life. I paint magic realism and oil paints. I like painting authentically representational artwork, but I'm also kind of branching out into new areas. I'm a dream worker, so I use a lot of images that come to me in dreams. The way my art looks is quite bright, and I'm quite versatile. I do also portraits, and even animal portraits and stuff. So art is my passion, and it's ongoing. I keep learning things and trying new things, and my style is, sort of ranges from almost photorealistic to very impressionistic, and I've lately been trying cold wax technique. Which is a whole different, gets you a whole different look. You get textures and so forth that you can't achieve with brushes. So that's really fun to be always trying new things. And I just love doing my art.
Watching this episode of Oregon Life.
Thanks for
Right?
watching this
Episode of Oregon Life.